Lao Tzu said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. For Meredith Dolhare, that step began with a broken metatarsal that changed her life.
I have been a lifelong athlete, so I played tennis starting at a very young age, and I always ran in order to keep my fitness for tennis. And I think I ran my first race when I was in 6th grade. It was a 10K. Of course, I started kind of big. I remember that feeling of winning the race and being really young and loving that feeling, but tennis was definitely my true love, and I ran all the way through college just for training. From the time I was 15 years old, I saw it on TV. I always said I was going to do an Ironman.
In July 2007, a routine neighborhood run caused the 5th metatarsal in Meredith's right foot to break, along with the promise of future marathons.
My 5th metatarsal fracture is actually a pretty good story. I broke it the first time just running down the street, and unfortunately the first doctor I saw, who was not an OrthoCarolina doctor, thought, oh, mommy of 2, can't be that active, put me in a boot and on crutches, and I waited for, I think it was 5 months for it to heal. He just put me back out there and said I was fine. I broke it again within 2 months. So I called Dr. Anderson from Argentina. Quite literally, I flew home. He agreed to see me the next day, and he operated on me the day after that. Following my foot surgery, I was sitting on the couch and I was feeling sorry for myself, and I was lamenting the surgery and that I couldn't run, and poor me, and that's just not who I am. And so my husband looks at me and he's like, oh, good Lord, give me a break. He's like, you just need a goal. You need to do something. You used to be the most goal-oriented person I know. And I was like, fine. You think I need a goal? I'm going to do an Ironman. He's like, well, no, let's not get crazy here, you know.
For those unfamiliar with the Ironman race, it combines a 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike trek, and a 26.2-mile run.
I have a screw that runs the length of the 5th metatarsal, and it's called a Jones fracture. Dr. Anderson put the screw in. I believe he actually developed the screw as well. And I have never had a single issue. I actually never felt it again. I went and registered for my first Ironman with a cast on, which he thought was totally crazy, and he started calling me Meredith Dolhare, which stuck, and I've never had another issue with it. I ran my first marathon less than a year after Dr. Anderson put the Jones fracture screw in. That's how great a job he did. And the best thing about Dr. Anderson is he really, because he works with such high-level athletes, he's put me in a Gore-Tex cast 2 or 3 times so that I can still swim. I drag it along like an anchor because he just knows who he's dealing with. You know, he knows I'm going to the gym anyway. I'm going to sit on a spinner bike and I'm going to swim with it, so he just goes ahead and puts Gore-Tex on it.
10 months later, Meredith ran her first marathon. Since then, she has run over 2,000 miles, including 7 marathons, 12 Ironman events, 12 half Ironmans, an Ultraman, and 2 ultramarathons of over 125 miles.
And so I've run 12 marathons on the end of Ironmans, in addition to the 7, so that's 19 marathons. And then multiple 100-milers, that's 100 miles running at one time, plus the Brazil 135, that's 135 miles running at one time. And then Rouge Orleans, you run from Baton Rouge to New Orleans on the levee, and that's 126.2, so that's 5 marathons back to back. And that's all since Dr. Anderson operated on my foot in July of 2007. So he kind of lit the fire under me, I think.
Her toughest race awaits her in Death Valley, the hottest, lowest point in North America.
So my A race this year is the Badwater 135-mile ultramarathon. It's in July in Death Valley. Its temperature's up to 130 degrees, and so I'd like to do it in under 35 hours, and that would be extremely competitive. If I complete it, that would be probably my biggest goal to date, and something that I'm just really, really jonesing to do. I would be the 6th woman in history to complete it, and I'd like to be one of the fastest.
But conquering the world's most challenging races hardly compares to Meredith's most rewarding feat, co-founding a nonprofit organization called Running Works in April 2012.
Running Works is a nonprofit running program founded to encourage the homeless community to rediscover the power of discipline, teamwork, confidence, self-respect, respect for others, and through running. I've got various things in my past that give me a certain credibility with the neighbors. That's what we call the homeless men and women that we serve. So I'm a complete open book with them. It's something that I love to do. I have a passion for it, and I love to spend the time with them.
Currently, there are 60 neighbors in the Running Works program, plus a steady group of volunteers including Meredith's sons Watson, 15, and Noah, 13, who are runners as well.
The metamorphosis has been amazing, and just the change that we see in them. Running is working even more than I thought it was going to. And they love the program. They're always ready and there before I even get there. They've got their shoes on, their Running Works shirt on, and they're ready to go. So that has become my day-to-day life. I firmly believe that riches, whether they're material or spiritual, you have to give them away in order to keep them. So a volunteer component is huge in our program. They are ready, willing, and able to volunteer themselves, and they will give away whatever they have. So there's incentives in all sorts of ways, but it's true redemption. We've had so many get full-time jobs that it's incredible. It's like 25 plus have gotten jobs. It's inspiring. They inspire me. They make me want to do more. I would spend more hours a week than there are on them because they're worth it.
A 501c3 organization, Running Works makes the most of every donation.
We do receive donations of shoes, t-shirts, shorts, socks from kind of all over the place. Tri-Sports has been a huge help with that. Most of our donation sites are through Tri-Sports. And financial donations, we've had people send in all kinds of things, and especially now that we're 501c3. Ally Bank donated sweatsuits. It's really been, the community has really rallied behind us.
So what goals lie ahead for Meredith Dolhare?
My ideal vacation would be crossing continents, running or biking, running, biking, and swimming across continents, but that I had to wait until my kids were older because it's going to take several months. I maybe would traverse the world doing that. That would be a goal. I like to do things that are hard and outside the box. If it's easy, I'm probably not going to be interested in it. Dr. Anderson operated on me, and prior to that, I hadn't been racing. I was a personal trainer. I ran for myself. I hadn't been racing, and then everything had been taken away from me, and I thought, you know what, this is a great time to start doing something hard. I want to keep running. I want to do an Ironman when I'm 85, I think age is a state of mind.